Salute, Knicks Nation. Let's talk about this game. The New York Knicks suffered a heartbreaker at MSG, going down to the Orlando Magic, 98-94. Poor late game execution as the New York Knicks missed several free throws to tie it. The New York Knicks led most of the game without Jalen Brunson here in this matinee game. And this is a tough loss to swallow. We're going to talk about it. We're going to give out the grades. We're going to shout out the chat and look at the road ahead like we always do and break this thing down. But the New York Knicks should have won this ball game. One of the worst losses of the season for me. Tough under the circumstances, we know, with no Jalen Brunson. Of course, it doesn't seem serious. Did seem like they took the side of precaution and rested Jalen Brunson for this one. But Deuce McBride stepped up, took his chances once again throughout the game. And we're going to talk about it. Salute to the best chat in the biz. I mean, I need to take a deep breath because the game just finished, and this is a game where I expected the Knicks to win. It was tight throughout the most of the game. The New York Knicks defense was much more improved tonight. I thought obviously Deuce McBride at the point of attack in terms of defense is going to give you great chances to stop and slow down the Magic, and that's what the Knicks did. You know, they made this one a grind. Deuce McBride hit shots, finished with 20 points. But a freak injury early in the game to Julius Randle was to hamper him for the rest of the game. Julius Randle wasn't moving the way he could normally. Rolled his ankle, I think, in the first quarter or second off a rebound. Fell on Wendell Carter's foot. Julius Randle toughed it out. You could see he was always going to finish this game, but he was unable to move, unable to help this team like he can normally offensively. But as I said earlier, man, the New York Knicks had critical free throws. Randle missed both. You can't make this stuff up. DiVincenzo missed 1 of 2 as well. I thought maybe Quentin Grimes, initial thoughts, he could have got some minutes late. I thought he was hitting some shots. He deserved it. OG Anunoby had a very solid game, but they didn't find him offensively. It was a scramble. It was a grind late. And that was our biggest fear, ladies and gentlemen. Without Jalen Brunson finding ways to score, right? As the New York Knicks led 52-50 at the half. Here OG Anunoby was cutting and he was found there by iHeart. We were doing what we could to generate some offense in the half court. But it was a little bit of fool's gold because the Knicks were getting to the line. First quarter, the Knicks were shooting free throws, and that was helping them get the scoreboard ticking up. This was still a low-scoring affair throughout the whole night. This was a classic Eastern Conference battle with huge consequences. Now the New York Knicks have lost 2 to the Orlando Magic, and quite possibly I think the tiebreaker is sitting with them right now. So that's a tough situation for the rest of the year. The New York Knicks do got to bounce back. We know we have 11 of the next 13 at home at MSG. But yeah, we let this one slip. Really late game execution. We needed somebody to step up. And I was really watching to see who that person was going to be. The New York Knicks were hitting threes in the third quarter. We got our 3-point percentage back up off some DiVincenzo threes, some Grimes threes in that third. But the fourth quarter, it was ugly. I didn't think the Magic really did anything to worry us and really capture this game. It was simply Paolo Banchero was able to hit, field goals. I thought we defended really well tonight. I'm not going to question the New York Knicks defense in any way, but we're right to question the offense. The New York Knicks struggled to get a field goal in like the last 3 minutes. Tom Thibodeau refused to call a timeout. His plan was to let it flow, thinking that the New York Knicks would get a scramble play, maybe get downhill and get a bucket. I thought maybe Josh Hart could have got a look. He was getting downhill again in the second half, in the third quarter. Josh Hart had a solid performance. OG Anunoby was solid on two ways. Randall chipped in with 15 points, but yeah, he was hampered. And I thought Deuce McBride took his opportunities again, hit shots. Deuce McBride finished with 20 points, 1 point better than his career high last game. But the New York Knicks just failed to just generate that little bit of offense late. And of course, the free throws, man. Big task, salute. How did we lose this game? Free throws, my friend, late game execution, and missing another bucket getter. I thought they could have gone to OG more, used his size. They did try to go small, did the Magic. You know, they had Suggs out there, they had Fultz, Cole Anthony. I thought we could have got OG Anunoby more loose, get him out of the corner. This is a game where we needed OG more central, I think, and using his size. But terrible loss. Daryl, what's good? We will be haunted by this loss. It's early days. My mantra is always never get too high, never get too low. But yeah, frustrations all around tonight. But look, I'm not shocked that we lost this one because of our personnel. You know, missing Brunson. I think if Randall didn't get injured with his ankle, I'm trying not to make excuses for him, but he just wasn't moving the way he normally could. And I do think Julius Randle would have given us more of an offensive punch if his ankle was more of 100%. But you know, he was out there. He gave us what he could. That's when I thought next man up. You know, run DiVincenzo downhill off some screens. Get Grimes out there for some spacing. Find OG Anunoby, you know, who was efficient tonight. And I felt he could have given us a bit more of a spark. But I'm not getting on Deuce McBride tonight at all. He wasn't the one that missed free throws. He tried to be aggressive, and he was hitting shots most of the night. He decided to try to take the defenders on and go for a layup. He was successful once and got an offensive interference. The second one, it was just really well contested with the trees, and Deuce McBride just the layup fell short. So I like Deuce's aggression tonight. I think he's doing a real stand-up job filling in his limited opportunities. You know, obviously bigger opportunity now with JB out. But man, we got to get JB back. This is an Eastern Conference dogfight, and we're going to look at the broader perspective later in the show after we're done, breaking down this loss. But I think the New York Knicks, I'm not too worried about one specific loss. I'm more worried about how we're losing the games, how we lost this one. And I'm looking at Leon Rose to say, okay, are you going to, roll the dice and make a move sooner, or are you going to wait, closer to Feb, which is kind of risky, right? We need to look at getting more of an offensive-minded player for the bench and giving this team more of a spark offensively, a shot creator, a shot maker. And I thought, yeah, those last lineups, we could have got Grimes out there for spacing. And I thought DiVincenzo was playing well from the field. We could have got him some more looks. But yeah, Deuce McBride's a young point guard. He'll learn from this. We saw him and DiVincenzo exchange some words, cordially about, getting guys set up, getting them on the same page, and running the offense, executing better. The New York Knicks had 20 assists tonight. A little bit down. I thought, on a game where Brunson's not playing, we should have more. We did win the rebound battle. So credit to, a hampered Randall. Hartenstein was amazing on the glass. Precious Achiuwa gave us some pretty decent minutes on the glass. He did fumble a couple of balls. And was a liability offensively, but he battled. The New York Knicks, shot better from the three. We still couldn't take this one. 32% from deep, to the Magic's 27%. I mean, we should be winning. Shooting a 5% better clip from three, but the Magic shot 44% from the field and the Knicks 39%. That's not going to get it done from the field, right? You got to shoot better than 39%. Like I said, a little bit of fool's gold earlier. The Knicks were getting offense by getting to the line. You know, the Magic weren't playing well defensive tonight. They were hacking. They were playing defense with their hands, not with their feet, in the words of Clyde. And the Knicks, got killed on the fast break points. You see 5-9. The New York Knicks won second chance points, 15-13. But the Orlando Magic killed us with points in the paint, 52-36. Salute Charlie King, salute Chat. Big task. Daryl's rocking out. After this tough loss, salute Replay Squad. We're going to look ahead mostly. I think this loss is going to either speed up, Leon Rose's aggression at making the next move, or it's also going to spring a couple, changes in terms of maybe the rotation, because Houston's coming up, and we got Washington, and we got another winnable game against Toronto coming into the building. So we need to capitalize, on these games, ladies and gents, and I think we will. But yeah, the Magic are, a team coming up. Credit to them. They gritted this one out. Once again, salute Replay Squad. Smash that like button. Salute Chat. The New York Knicks now are on 23-17 on the season, and we're going to give out the grades. Look at the game ball. Look at the grades and look at the road ahead. No game ball tonight. No win. But we'll give some flowers. We'll try to keep it more positive. But yeah, frustrating night. Frustrating loss that the Knicks missed free throws. Once again, Julius Randle collapsed from the free throw line. That's not a good sign. I give him a pass for his play offensively on the field due to the ankle situation early, but no excuses for missing that many free throws. And DiVincenzo as well. He's a guy who should be better from the line. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I mean, I'm still absorbing and still, thinking about this loss, and what it means. Obviously, the tiebreaker is a killer. And we had the Magic tonight without Franz Wagner. But they did get a good spark from Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony. Everything we talked about with this Magic team, with their depth, is tough. Chuma Akiki, good role player, stepped up for them. But yeah, I really like DiVincenzo's game offensively. I think we got a decent production from our bench and from our guys. A better night from Randall would have been enough, I think, to carry us over the hump tonight. We just needed someone else to step up late, and I don't think we really got the ball moving well enough. I think we could have got OG Anunoby better looks down low. And we'll continue to talk about it, right, and give out the grades. What's good, Tay, says we choked. Randall's body language was not good, and the effort, especially with the trade rumors, I think it's affecting him. Need an APB for last year's Josh Hart. His contract's looking terrible. I think Hart was better tonight. But yeah, and certainly with Randall's body language, it wasn't one of his worst efforts. I think I'm more looking at the free throws, and I'm more looking at Tibbs as well. After Randall was hampered, right, it was clear we needed to go through someone else tonight or sit Randall. If he's not moving the way he normally can, we needed to be more creative, and that's not Tibbs' strength offensively. You're talking about losing Jalen Brunson, which is a killer already. We're playing against a good defensive team in the Orlando Magic with good defenders out there, hustle guys. But yeah, I just think we're just another body short offensively. to get it done. This was a grind out. We shot better from 3, and we absolutely should have won this game. We should have gritted this one out late. But yeah, I like the efforts from Devo defensively. Deuce McBride. I thought OG Anunoby did an outstanding job defensively, limiting the size of Orlando on the switches. He was switching well. Just a really heady defender. So I really like what I saw from OG tonight. So let's start with the first grade. Let's look at Deuce McBride for his second career high night in a row. Bittersweet. I like what he's doing, in terms of stepping up, moving the ball, hitting shots in the absence of Jalen. He's just got limitations. We know what Deuce is capable of and what he's not. Shot creation and setting up the offense isn't his strongest suit. But he is a guy who's really taken advantage. He's stepped up here. You see him pull up, no hezzy, and he drains it. So on a night where we needed more offense, I thought he was aggressive, which is exactly what he needed to do. So pull up the stats, right? Let's go through it. Deuce McBride was 8 of 17, 47% from the field, 4 of 10, 40% from deep on high volume, 20 points, just 1 turnover, 1 assist, 6 boards. That's a heart. 2 boards, 2 defensive, 2 steals, a block, 4 fouls, 20 points, and a +3. So, tick from 3 offensively, 8 of 17, gave us huge production. Really couldn't execute late, and it was really, really fine margins tonight. Talking about when should he, kick it on, when should he be aggressive and get to the cup. A couple of times he picked up his dribble. I think he's still developing in that area. We know how important it is to keep your dribble alive. You give the defense more to think about, when you've got your dribble alive. So I think Deuce is still developing in that area, but man, he's doing his job. 20 points on a +3 tonight in a loss, 4-point loss. He was still a +3. And 20 points, stepping up with 40% from the field. Love what Deuce has given us. He's stepping up in a major way. And I'm going to give Deuce McBride an A for his game tonight. What do you guys love? What you're seeing from Deuce? The crowd was serenading him, giving the Deuce chants. The 3-point shooting is real. He's shooting high volume. It's been, a larger sample now. And it's also been, a case where he's been consistent recently. He's been aggressive. He ain't hesitating. I'd love to get him, start to get those assists up more. 1 assist tonight in 36 minutes. That ain't good enough. So that needs to, to be better. But he was looking for his shot tonight, and it worked. It paid off. So shout out to Deuce, for his back-to-back career high performances. Held us down. Hustle play after hustle play, made critical plays defensively, getting 2 steals and a deflection that helped keep the game alive late. Prevented a huge Magic transition layup where he hustled back like a NFL receiver. He was hustling down the court, and Deuce McBride's really stepped up. 36 minutes. It's not easy going from basically a borderline player, rotation player, to 36 minutes a night, against good teams. So shout out Deuce. What are you guys thinking? What's good, Danny? Salute. We should never have lost today. No excuses and a bad Randall game. Yep, definitely, man. Trying to be a little bit more upbeat after this, but yeah, the loss stings. Would have loved to be celebrating, especially after a couple of great performances from our guys. But unfortunately, some late poor execution from a couple of guys. So we're going to continue to talk about it, guys. Remember, smash that like button, like and subscribe, and join the conversation in the chat. And I appreciate you, replay squad. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. The New York Knicks will be back. They'll be back on Wednesday versus the Houston Rockets at MSG. And I dare think that that Jalen Brunson will return on that one, man. I don't think they're going to sit him another game, right? He'll be ready. So, yeah, shout out to Deuce, right? Keeping it on the positive side before we hit on Randall and Devo and some late game folly. I want to talk about Isaiah next. Because, yeah, he was in foul trouble tonight, but he battled. Another huge night on the glass. 5 offensive boards, 12 in total. 3 assists. Got 2 turnovers. 5 fouls, 7 points. Was a 0 neutral plus minus. 1 free throw he hit. 1 of 1. And 3 of 6 from the field. Great work again from Isaiah. I love the passing first and foremost. The assists. Finding OG, cutting baseline. That was a great pass. He also took Goga Batadze off the dribble as well on a late game scrambled failed execution play. iHeart just said, hey, to hell with this. I'm taking it to the cup strong. And that's what he did. So he's doing everything, and he's stepping up in a major way. He's our starting center. He's going to get paid a huge bag. And he deserves it. It's another night, another big night on the glass, efficient as well, and racking up some assists as well. No steal or a block tonight. But yeah, he was in foul trouble, 28 minutes only. If he had played 35, 33, that could have been enough to really get this one as well. So we're going to talk about the officials because I thought they flat out sucked tonight. I thought the officials were very poor, and I thought, Hartenstein's early foul woes did, hurt us. It definitely changed the momentum of tonight's game, and we didn't really have another good backup big. Precious took some chances offensively and rebounded okay, but he is a liability. He's a liability offensively. We'll talk about it. But yeah, with our iHeart's game, I'm going to give iHeart an A. Could have been higher without the foul trouble, but I'm not putting it all on him because I think the officials were really poor tonight. So yeah, keep it up. Great play, Isaiah. We're going to win a hell of a lot of games with him at the big man spot. The way he's playing, the way he's hustling and rebounding. And a shout out to Isaiah once again. Just a team player. Gets everyone involved, motivated, hustles every single play, and gets the ball moving as well, protecting the rim. And just doing everything on that side, on both sides. Right, so let's talk about, next up, Julius Randle tonight. We saw, obviously, the ankle situation. He sprained it in the first quarter, I believe. It might have been early second. It was very early in the game. He went back to the locker room, probably got re-strapped, taped up, maybe took a jab in the ankle, painkiller, came out, battled through it. So I give Julius Randle credit for battling through. He was clearly, hampered, uncomfortable, in pain. But hampered Randle is definitely not a guy who was effective tonight. He didn't help us on the offensive end. 5 assists, 6 boards, got 15 points. A lot of them were early in the game. A +2, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. The 2 misses were obviously self-explanatory. That would have given us a huge chance to still win the game. But that basically eliminated our chances. Missing those 2, it was an absolute killer. Oh man, he's got to be better, with his late free throws. I can't really put it towards the ankle. It's a free throw, and I don't think Julius would use that as an excuse. The rest of his play, you could put a certain percentage on that for sure. But yeah, 5 of 18, 38 minutes. If you're out there, you're out there. And a night where Jalen Brunson's not there, guys, it just sucks. He did roll his ankle early. We didn't get a good Randall game. For whatever reasons, every reason combined, we just needed more from Randall. I mean, they had their guys. They had Paolo. They had Suggs step up. By the way, that Suggs 3 that literally rimmed in and out and then in again, that was a huge shot. When that went down, I thought, damn, like, that kept them in touch. I think we were up by 7, either 6, 7, or 8. We were up when that Jalen Suggs 3 kind of rimmed out and then back in again off a late heave. It was. I know he was quite open, but it was a deep 3. That cut it to 4, or that cut it to 5, something like that. And that's when I thought, damn, we're trying to create separation, and it's already a grind offensively. We needed a bit of luck to go our way, but credit to him. Suggs hit that shot. But yeah, look, on a down night from Randall, I mean, it's just tough, right? Tough game. Missed the free throws. I can't really give anything better than a C for Randall for the late game execution misses. Like I said, I'm not heaping everything on Randall because we know of the ankle. We don't know how much he was hampered, but 2 of 9 from 3 was another killer as well. Another killer. Hopefully he's good to go. Hopefully he's okay. First and foremost. Hopefully Juju is good to go for the next game. Brunson's back, and we get a big win against Houston. But we need to see more improvement with the late game free throws. So it's tough to be optimistic, like Tay says, with these self-inflicted losses. But yeah, Deuce is looking better and better, and we beat ourselves in losses without our best player as well. Yep. This literally could have just gone either way. This was a 50-50 old school Eastern Conference slugfest, defensive slugfest. It was physical tonight. Best believe that. And I don't want anyone to discredit Orlando. I know we gave this one away. I don't disagree with that. I think the Knicks had enough to win. But you also need to understand how fine the margins were, because Orlando are a great team. They're deep, Talking about bringing Wendell Carter, Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony off your bench. Like, we're not bringing dudes like that off our bench. They simply had more offensive role players, offensive minded, guys who did execute, who did step up. But to the Knicks' credit, again, defensively, we were sound tonight. In the minutes Grimes gave us with Deuce, with OG, Hartenstein, even Randall on some defensive plays was good. So Randall did help get a few stops on Paolo. It just offensively he couldn't get us there, man. Vaughn, salute. Wendell Carter looked like the best player on the court. He's on the block right now too. Not a bad idea. Precious not it. 100% agree. I've talked about Wendell Carter. He can play. He can do it on both sides. Undersized center spot. But yeah, he can play small ball center. He can play backup. He can play the backup 4 for sure, man. He can shoot it. I thought, at poor times we did leave them open. After we rotated so many times, we just missed that final rotation. Obviously, a huge play tonight was Deuce McBride fouling on the 3-point shot. Once again, he knew it straight away. That was a critical play that hurt. And also iHeart. Isaiah Hartenstein also fouled on a 3, but I think that was a bogus call. That was Suggs faking and then artificially, throwing his body into Isaiah to get that dupe and get the 3 shots up. So we're going to talk about the officials, but I like what I saw from Devo tonight. I thought he scrapped. He was offensive-minded, aggressive, getting dribble penetration. He finished 5 of 12, 2 of 8 from 3. He did miss a really important corner 3 that did rattle out. That was a huge swing. I think that was about with 5 minutes remaining. The difference was only maybe 2-3 points at the time. I think Randall had a good pass to Dante. He missed it. But yeah, Dante 3 of 6 from the free throw line. That's not going to get it done, man. So I'm starting to really think about reassess my grade for DiVincenzo because it's a shame. I liked his floor game, but missing 3 of 6 from the line for a good shooter, that's unacceptable in a close 4-point loss. We're talking about literally 1 possession game right there. So 6 rebounds. I love his 4 assists. I love his +9. So that lets in a 4-point loss, we led the whole way, basically. And DiVincenzo was +9, 15 points. But those free throws, man, I gotta be really cognizant of that. So I'll keep his grade down to a C+ for DiVincenzo. Didn't shoot well from 3, though. Was a good floor game with 6 rebounds, 2 of them offensive, 4 assists as well, and a block, and was a +9 still as well. But yeah, the free throws killed us, man. Once again. So hopefully he has a better shooting night next game. Like I said, that one from the corner really killed us, man. So next guy up is OG. 43 minutes tonight. OG Anunoby. I'm glad he played that much because we needed it, especially defensively, man. Solid night from the field, 5 of 11 and 3 of 4 from deep. Right, a huge 75%. Did his job. Did miss an important 3 late game. It was a good contest. That would have really given the Knicks a huge boost, a huge chance to pull this one out. But I'm not putting the game on OG. It was a great opportunity missed. But yeah, he was still 3 of 4 from deep, 4 of 4 from the line, 4 assists. At some point in the third quarter, OG was our leading assister for the team with 4 tonight. So Randall ended up finishing with 5, but OG was unselfish. He plays within the flow of the offense. I love it. It just tonight, what was frustrating for me, tonight was a night where I actually wanted us to force it a little bit more to OG because Randall's on one ankle, one leg, whatever you want to assess it as. Deuce is doing already his job offensively. We needed another guy. We just needed another guy to put the ball in the cup. And I thought just have OG standing in the corner. We could have found better ways, to utilize that. But 17 points on a +2. Excellent defense, lockdown D all night. Really kept the Magic wings in check. He was switching. He was grabbing an offensive board, 2 of them in total. 17 points, just 2 turnovers. Really efficient night, solid night from OG. Absolutely did his job. So I'm going to give him a solid grade. I think his impact was all over this game. I just felt like we could have found better ways, to get him involved, right? So let me fix this up and get his grade popping. B+ for OG tonight. Yeah, really back-to-back decent performances, huge minutes as well. We could have ran some more sets. One play I loved, which was a out of timeout play that we saw tonight, and I'll give Tibbs a little bit of props later, but yeah, out of timeout, we found OG on the lob. Isaiah Hartenstein from the inbound. Someone found Isaiah at the top with the inbound, and then Isaiah found OG cutting around the screen and got the easy bucket. We don't get to see that very often, so that was a good execution. And yeah, we go a long way this season with OG Anunoby. Once again, it's a loss tonight. We're trying to find some positives in the negative, but yeah, OG stepped up big time. I just would love to see him more involved in the offense, on nights where Brunson's out. Again, a couple of moments tonight, he did put the ball on the floor, made some things happen, got to the rim, was either getting fouled or finishing, and shooting it well from three tonight. So we know he's not a high usage, kind of high volume offensive player, but on a night where you're already shorthanded, I thought we could have used him more. So let's get it. Rick Diaz, what's good? What do you think the New York Knicks can win the NBA title? Do you think, when I don't doubt that the New York Knicks can win the title this year or next year, what do you think? I think we need another upgrade, and I think it's coming. It just depends how much that player is going to impact the squad. Is it a bench player? Is it a player like a DeJounte Murray who's going to come into the starting lineup? If that's the case, then I can dream. I can think that the Knicks can get to the NBA Finals, and then anything can happen. But I think realistically, next year is probably the first real off-season, the first real year where you go into it where it's like, man, we have laid the foundations, we have set things up, and if everything breaks right, we can get there. But we do have to make another upgrade, significant kind of player, a player that can create a shot, a player who can be efficient, a player who commands attention from the defense, whether it's a DeMar DeRozan, whether it is a Donovan Mitchell, a DeJounte Murray, a Malcolm Brogdon to a lesser extent with maybe some more upgrades. I just think this team's still building, and I think guys still got to be patient. Where Leon Rose knows we're not all in yet, and we're not at the point where we're expected to go all the way. The OG move was a great step. Okay, and we're making the next step after that, and then we see what happens. This year. But my worry is right now, the offense just freezes throughout the game too many times. And that's where I think I've got to point the finger at Tibbs a little bit in referring to OG Anunoby more. I think he's a guy who's been crying out for a bigger role. I thought, he's a guy, get him out of the corner on nights where Brunson's not playing, right? Throw DiVincenzo in the corner. But he's just as good of a floor spacer from the corner as well. But OG has size. That's the thing. See, DiVincenzo ain't going to cause havoc in the paint. He's not going to, make his guy sweat. But OG Anunoby with Randall down low, I think they can make some more plays. They can make some things happen, as well as in the pick and roll. So I think, that's where the Knicks lost it tonight. The free throws, late game execution, right? Thibodeau just didn't know what sets to get out there. He let Deuce McBride run the offense on the fly. and Julius Randle just didn't have his full health, to impact this game offensively. He wasn't the Julius that was going to take over tonight. You could tell he was bailing them out. He was popping from three. You see, Randall hasn't been shooting 9 3-point shots very often this year. He was 2 of 9. Right, he just didn't really want to drive too often, get down low. And of course, the Magic have good length. Talking about Goga Batadze, talking about Wendell Carter, Paolo. They've got trees down there as well. So I think, it was a tough night, tough matchup. We needed to shoot the ball better from three. 32% was better than them, and they're 27%. But if we had shot 35%, 37%, that would have been enough, I think, to get this one. I'm looking at those late 2 threes, the OG one in the elbow, and the Devo one in the corner. That really would have given us a little bit more separation on this. And in the end, it went down the path where we didn't want it to go down, which was like final couple of possessions, grind it out. They literally got a couple good mid-range looks, and we didn't. So that's what it came down to, guys, and executing. Now, let's look at the bench guys. Quentin Grimes, he was 3 of 4 in 13 minutes and 2 of 3 from deep. So, yeah, Grimes was feeling it from deep as well as from the field. And I think he could have got more minutes, floor spacing purposes late, 13 minutes tonight. Obviously, Tibbs did rock with his starters. I understand it, but yeah, I would have liked to see Grimes get a look out there for extra offense. In the end, it failed because we just didn't get the buckets. So, but Grimes was positive. Now minus 12. I think part of that was a 9-0 run, or is it? It was something like a 10-1 run from the Magic, and I think that's when Tibbs switched it up. But it obviously hurt us offensively late. But yeah, I thought Grimes was still okay defensively. I'm not heaping that on him. But obviously those bench minutes was a struggle offensively for most of the game. When he's playing with Hart, when he's playing with Malachi Flynn and Precious as well. So I'm not putting that all on Hart, all on Grimes. So I'll give Grimes a C+ for tonight. What's good, Julian? I'm late, but what's going on with Brunson's calf contusion? Great question, man. I think it is. It's healing. It's looking good for the next game. I think he'll be probable. I think, questionable game time decision tonight. I think Jalen Brunson will be probable for the next one, so nothing to really stress on. Tonight he was shoot around. He was warming up. Like I said, it went all the way to game time decision. I think if this was a playoff game, Jalen Brunson would have been out there. For what they said was he just felt like he couldn't do all the moves that he wanted to be able to do, to be able to play. He could do some things. He just was restricted. But I think, look out for Brunson to return. And we badly need him, man. We badly need him. Without Quickly, we've been getting by, fam, from staggering, Juju and Brunson. But when you take one of them out, you can't stagger it no more, man. Someone needs to step up. And we almost pulled this one out. A lot of dudes did step up tonight. Unfortunately, a couple of dudes did, fail to execute. That's the game sometimes, whether it be in the park, at YMCA, blacktops, or professional hoops. It was back and forth. It was late game kind of execution stuff, and the Knicks just couldn't execute, and the Orlando Magic did. They got a couple really good looks. They had the better offensive player tonight in Paolo, and also a guy who was healthy. A healthy Julius Randle is enough to outmuscle, bully, and overcome Paolo and the Magic. But a hampered Randall and no Brunson, it's just not enough, guys. Lucky we caught a break in Memphis, so this thing's not too catastrophic. We're still 6 games over the 500 mark, 23 and 17, and we're still in the fight. We're still in the fight for 4th seed, right? We got 11 out of the next 13 at MSG, and I think one of these games is at Brooklyn, and the other one is in Charlotte. So yeah, some things to look up for. But I thought Grimes deserved some more opportunities. He was a guy who was shooting better. But look, it was a game of fine margins tonight, and the Knicks just couldn't get some buckets late. Now, I thought Hart gave us a good spark. Throughout the I think the third quarter, Hart got out in transition, helped get a couple of breaks, 6 boards. He was 2 of 7 though, and missed his 2 threes. So on a night where we need more offense, unfortunately, Hart once again can't provide that. He got 1 assist, 4 points, and was a part of that run from the Magic, minus 13. That was part of the whole bench lineup that just struggled to score, as we referred to. You got Brunson out. We got no one that can lead the offense with this lineup. So Leon Rose, man, I won't be shocked if we see a move in the next week. Might be more minor, but a guy who can come in and give us some more offensive spark. Maybe tonight, maybe an Evan Fournier could have played, but he's in trade discussion, so I don't expect Fournier to ever play once again for the New York Knicks. Right? Fournier, I don't think is going to play for us. We're too close to trading him. Right? So underwhelming night from Hart once again. Like I said, part of that lineup that had struggles offensively. I thought Hart did have a couple of good moments, creating some fast break opportunities. But yeah, as a whole, we just didn't feel his impact right on tonight's game. I do like the 6 rebounds, but that's what Hart does. That's what we can expect from Josh. Night in, night out. Well, that's his calling card as well. So next up, I want to talk about Precious and then Malachi. You see, I'm really starting to see the frustrations, heard from the Toronto fans about Precious Achiuwa. He's flashing signs at times, and then he's frustrating you with dropping the ball under the bucket. Scramble plays. Sometimes his head's not in the game. He really is a raw prospect. He's a guy who I think is the best backup opportunity we have right now. Some people want to give Sims a shot. I think that's fair. I don't think Precious is something like he's much better than Sims. I do think Tibbs prefers his experience. I think Tibbs prefers his length, his switchability. Tonight he got us 3 offensive boards. He got 5 total. He got us 6 points. He was one of the better bench players, as a -4 in 19 minutes. He had to play more tonight, with Isaiah in foul trouble. I thought Precious, it was one of his better New York Knicks games, from the stats, 2 of 4 from the field. Held his own. I think, obviously 19 minutes isn't ideal. I wouldn't want to play him that much, but he didn't kill us. He was just frustrating, did drop the ball a couple of times. He would have, helped us get that easy dunk. Julius Randle had a great drive and dump down to Precious under the bucket, and he just fumbled it and lost it out of bounds. So we're working with the best we have. That's another area that Leon Rose must address. ladies and gentlemen, must address. So Precious is going to get a C for me tonight. Might be a little more on the generous side, but yeah, I liked his hustle. He got us some boards, was efficient, just not effective overall. But a guy who did struggle tonight, Malachi Flynn as well. He didn't carry his great game into this game from the last time. Malachi was 0 of 4 and 0 of 4 from deep. So all he did was jack 4 threes and missed all of them. Also, what hurt us, Malachi Flynn went 2 of 4 from the free throw line. That's bad for a point guard, a guy who can shoot it. So the Knicks 15 of 22, 68% from the free throw line. That killed us tonight. There's no doubt about it. And it wasn't just Julius. It wasn't just Devo. So now we can see it was Malachi Flynn as well who missed. So, and Dante missed 3 and Julius missed 2. Right there. Anyone else miss any? OG was 100%. Shout out to Precious as well, who was 100% as well. So another area that Leon Rose needs to address. So these guys can play well on a given night. These guys can be end of the bench guys. But for me, by the end of the trade deadline, these guys cannot be in the rotation. For me, I think we need to be serious. Precious Achiuwa and Malachi Flynn are not guys we can rely on and should not be in the rotation post-trade deadline if we're serious, unless we have a couple of injuries. Right, I'm happy for these guys to be the third stringers if there's, a night where Brunson's down. But we can't have these guys as mainstays in the rotation right now. Right, talking about Malachi with 11 minutes, Precious with 20. We need reinforcements, in my opinion. What are we thinking, guys? Look, Malachi, he'll get a D for me tonight. He'll get in fact, he might get an F. Right, we've got to give an F out. So Malachi Flynn, right, part of a really poor bench run. Missed all of your shots. Right, missed 2 free throws that we really needed. Didn't give us a rebound, an assist, a steal, or a block. Just 2 points. It ain't like you played a couple of minutes only. You played almost 12 minutes as well. So, yeah, those minutes really hurt us tonight. Well, not a guy we rely upon, but yeah, he just didn't take his chance tonight. And I think that might be one of his last chances now. Tibbs might go to Ryan Arcidiacono if Jalen's out another game. He might persist with Malachi. We'll see. But I do think hopefully Jalen Brunson's back. And then we don't need to really look at it anymore. Now, Tom Thibodeau tonight. Couple of things tonight to note. Tibbs did use a challenge really early in the game. I understand the importance of the play. It was a 3-point foul from Deuce McBride, which gave the Magic 3 shots, but it was early in the game. Maybe keeping that challenge would have been wiser down the stretch. Absolutely. It was a clear foul from Deuce McBride. Maybe he could have waited, let one of the assistants, pull out the iPad, and let him know that it was an actual foul. But that's a small issue. The other issue was late. I would have called the timeout. A minute 40 remaining. I think the Knicks were down. Yeah, the Knicks were down 5. I don't think the Knicks were down 7. I think we were down 4 or 5. There was still a minute 40 remaining. And we were reeling. I thought a good coach says, "No, timeout." A good coach offensively says, "Timeout. Let's get a damn good look. Let's draw something up. right? Let's get Quentin Grimes out there. Let's get DiVincenzo, OG, Randall, and let's go small ball on this one. Let's go Deuce, DiVincenzo, Grimes, OG, and Randall. Space everybody out, and let's get a bucket. Right, we're down 5. We absolutely needed a bucket. There, he let things play out. I always appreciate when a coach has trust in their players. From a Deuce McBride perspective, you got to love that your coach is giving your young point guard, giving your players a chance. But if it means game right there on the line, you gotta keep a cool head. You call a timeout, you draw something up. In my opinion, Deuce McBride, I think he got a drive there. He tried to finish and missed the layup, a heavy contested shot. And we were pushing things uphill from there, man. So not a good night, in my opinion, from Tibbs. He worked with what he had, but knowing Randall was hampered, I thought OG Anunoby should have got more looks as well. On a night where Brunson didn't play, OG Anunoby with 11 attempts. That's not good enough. Talking about he only had 4 more attempts than Josh Hart. Right. Let this sink in. OG Anunoby played 20 more minutes than Hart. Doubled his minutes, basically. Is an offensive-minded player more than Josh Hart, and only had 4 more shots tonight than Josh Hart did. I think we wasted a good night from OG. He was clicking offensively. He was efficient. And I thought Tibbs didn't help us offensively tonight. He stunk it up. So, with that said, I'm going to give Tom Thibodeau an F for tonight. I think Tibbs failed us. I really do. I think the free throws, obviously the players didn't execute, but I thought Tibbs did not coach a good game at all. In the absence of Brunson, late game execution, you always put it at the top, right? Players, but then the coaching, putting them in positions to succeed as well. I don't think Tom Thibodeau put us in a position to succeed late in the game. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I want to hear your thoughts on it. What's good, Julian? Says Deuce was loose tonight, had 20, just like Paolo. Yep, definitely a pleasing signs. Deuce McBride's a keeper. He's come to play with Brunson out. He's learning still. And I think he's going to improve. He's going to continue to grow. Offensively, he's been solid. I thought he could have got the assists up a little bit more, but I thought, we needed him to be aggressive, with Brunson out. NYC Ball 08. Yep, this is what I want to hear, man. Tibbs putting everyone in the corner, not name JB or Randall. That's it, man. He just doesn't have any other plays. That's it. It's let the players read and react, figure it out. Late game, that's not going to get you the best looks, and we've seen it translate. I'm not trying to go all the way back to the playoffs, but it's been a trend, right? With a minute remaining, 2-3 minutes, tight game, we need a good look. He just lets guys just go ISO. Everyone stand around in the corner. Randall's got 3 guys draped all over him. And everyone's standing in the corner there, no one cutting as well. A lot of dribble handoff action as well. I think tonight showed us, that coaching, how important it is. We absolutely had the players to win this game. We were leading most of the game. They simply killed us at the end, missed free throws, but late execution as well. Yep, what's good? Erskalin. Yep, Gonzalez, salute. Randall did not show up. Yeah, he was injured throughout tonight's game, but if you're out there, you're open to criticism. I agree with that. Julian says Malachi is very tradable with a package deal. Not enough. Yep. Yeah, look, he's a guy who quite simply on the NBA scale, man, he's on the margins. He's a borderline, 12th guy, 12th, 11th, 9th guy. If you're a good team trying to make the 4th seed, he shouldn't be a 9th guy. He should be more 11, 12, Play if you've got 2 injuries, that kind of thing only. Look, even then, trust Grimes more, right? Grimes should be, for 2 reasons. Grimes should be trusted more for either trade purposes, to get Grimes' reps up, maybe get his value up, or if you plan to keep Grimes, you should be investing in him more to help you run some offense, right? Malachi Flynn's not a part of this future. He's not a player, he was a throw-in in this deal. So the fact that Malachi Flynn played almost the same minutes as Grimes, had the same shot attempts as Grimes, but didn't hit a shot, and Grimes was 3 of 4, couldn't get any more minutes. That's tough. That's tough. But yeah, let's keep it moving. We'll look at the road ahead in a minute, but the officials, the referees are up next, and they're going to feel the wrath tonight, right? Complete failure tonight. The officials, the Jalen Suggs one, where he faked the 3, threw his body into iHeart, right? The NBA was supposed to outlaw that. That was a manipulated foul right there. That wasn't a natural rise up, shoot, and get fouled moment. It was artificial. Fake the 3 and then throw your body into iHeart. So that was a missed one. Some ticky-tack calls late as well. Missed deflection. That was critical. Talk about they had to jump the ball up after the Magic deflected the ball as well. I mean, I could go on tonight, man. And the NBA, officials have been a story, not just from us, man. Talking about Mike Brown, the coach out in Sacktown. Talking about Rajakovic, the coach out in Toronto. Absolutely spitting vitriol with these officials tonight and the other nights as well. They've been pathetic this year. Every year they just seem to get worse and worse and worse. Every single year, the officials, inconsistent, right? They deviate from the actual rule book. The NBA adjusted its rules to correct some of these things. Incompetence, right? That's all I can say, man. As well, we didn't lose this one because of the officials, but they were a huge part in us battling. We should have been further ahead in this game. So now let's look at the road ahead. But before we do that, I want to bring up some of our charts tonight, right? So we can, appreciate some stuff that Deuce McBride and OG did tonight. So this one was a Deuce McBride chart tonight. What do you guys think? What stands out to you? I think he likes those looks on the elbow. He's having success, especially the right elbow. He was 2 of 4 from the pull-up 3. And he was 2 of 5 from the other side, from the left-sided elbow. Missed the one straight on. Deuce McBride got a couple of nice pull-ups at the free throw line as well. I like that he's got that. I think he's actually better in the mid-range free throw line pull-up than Quickly is. Quickly has a better floater. Quickly can force a foul. He knows how to get fouled better. I think Deuce can learn how to draw some fouls. Deuce is obviously still improving at picking up his dribble. I think Quickly, one of the reasons Quickly grew so quickly was that he was able to start keeping his dribble alive better. I think Deuce McBride's still developing in that area. Obviously, Quickly had a better reverse layup, better, more athletic finishing. Deuce McBride's doing okay at finishing at the bucket, as you see, but I think Quickly was slightly better at finishing at the cup. Quickly was better with the floater, but Deuce McBride's better with the mid-range pull-up. Now, the three-point shot is something that is promising for signs ahead, with Deuce's pull-up from 3 tonight. Another great night shooting on volume from the man, Deuce McBride, the starting point guard. Signed the extension. He got the A tonight. We'll keep on the positives with Deuce as well, with Isaiah. But yeah, good chart tonight. Good offensive game from Deuce. Salute. He would have took the game ball if we won. Now the next chart I want to look at is OG and Anobi, ladies and gents. OG with the B+ tonight. Now OG's chart, once again, efficient from 3, 3 of 4, 2 in each corner, excellent. Missed that one, that was big in the scheme of the game late, but hit the one on the elbow, and it continues to finish under the bucket with the cutting, the rise up jam on the vertical catch. The lob tonight was excellent, like I said, out of the timeout. Gave Tibbs some of the props for doing that, although that might have been an assistant coach, we don't know. So yeah, offensively, OG deserved more reps tonight, in my opinion. And I do think, with and on nights where Brunson's out, we need to get him involved more. This is a guy who wants to get paid. By all reports, he's happy here. He's going to commit. He's probably going to get paid 30+, I think, on his next contract, which is deserved. Defensively, he was outstanding tonight. But offensively, he was very solid. I think he just deserves more shots, right? 4 more shots than Josh Hart tonight in 20+ more minutes. Right? You can't just have him wasted standing in the corner all the time. If Brunson and Randall are out there handling the rock, absolutely you want OG spaced out in the corner. If Randall's on one leg and Brunson's not playing, I don't think it helps you much having OG stand there in the corner, man. Right? What are you going to do? Let Grimes, Devo, and Deuce McBride create offense for you all night? Or are you going to call upon your second or third best talented player, a guy who's efficient from shooting as well? So unfortunately, we didn't pull this one out, and I felt like Tibbs, missed the opportunity as well. But now, talking about what's ahead for us and the standings, right? I don't really even want to look at the standings much tonight because I know we're in that dogfight. But we will look at it. But firstly, positive is, and why I'm not too down tonight, is the fact that we have Houston, Washington, the Raptors coming up. Now, we absolutely need to win 2 out of the next 3, right? 1 out of the next 3 is not going to cut it, right? So we know the Raptors are going to come in. That's going to be a real intense, emotional, charged night. So let's bounce back and beat the Houston Rockets back in the normal time slot, 7:30. Wednesday night, MSG, first of a back-to-back. And I expect Jalen Brunson to be probable for that. He'll go through his normal warm-up routine. He'll make sure after a day's rest again, he'll make sure that he can do all the things he needs to do. But I think they're going to be a little bit more forceful at getting Brunson out there. And I think we need to. Right? So this team is so different without Jalen Brunson. I want to give him another salute for him and his impact on this team. He was the reigning Eastern Conference Player of the Week, but there's been a new announcement. I forget who they were, but the week prior, Jalen Brunson had a huge week for us. Unfortunately, this calf contusion threw a little speed bump, but Brunson will be back, and I think we can expect Jalen Brunson to really steady the offense when he's with us. The 3-point shooting's been on point all season, together with OG and Randall. See, that's the thing. We don't know if Randall might need to miss a game now, so that's going to be another factor. Best believe if Randall can't go next game, if they do decide to sit Randall, first of a back-to-back against Houston, knowing that Washington's going to be much easier, they might give Randall that extra day rest. They might bring Jalen Brunson back and sit Randall in that one. What do you guys think? Right? So we let this one slip, but it's frustrating. Vaughn, salute. I have to be honest. I love Randall, but we need a third scorer. I don't trust his decision-making and inconsistency on D. In the playoffs, we can rely on JB. Help has to be coming. It is, no doubt, man. Blessing and a curse with some of these issues with late game folly, with some injuries to Mitch, recent injury to Jalen Brunson. But in terms of the blessing out of it is that Leon Rose knows what we need. We got killed by the Bucks, the Celtics, the Thunder, the Pacers, and the Magic prior, and then he made the move for OG Anunoby. He said, look, enough of this, right? Our defense is getting killed. Now, OG Anunoby's corrected that. Tonight we held the Magic to 98 points on a solid defensive night. But this is a team that doesn't shoot the three ball very well. But our defense was solid. But we lost a whole lot out of RJ Barrett, production, offensively, and quickly. So Leon Rose he's working on it. Best believe that. And he's going to get us some help, right? I do think we're in the DeJounte Murray sweepstakes. Talks are now that they're looking at moving on from Clint Capella as well. So I think that would suit the New York Knicks if we could have Clint Capella either coming off our bench or with the starting lineup. Look out, we would be scary, right? We would be absolutely scary. So I think look out for that. And then also there's some players on the margins as well from the big man spot. Maybe we can do a deal with the Utah Jazz, although they are playing really well. But the Wizards, we're talking to about Daniel Gafford, a taller, bigger guy than Precious. That's going to help us in matchups against the Bucks, the Sixers, the Heat. We need more size as well. But looking at the standings now, so the Orlando Magic, hopefully they've refreshed that. They're still behind us, which is interesting. So Orlando Magic still one game behind the New York Knicks, 22-18. We're 23-17. See, we're only half a game from fourth seed, right? So we've got to take advantage of these games coming up, but it really ain't too bad. Opportunity missed tonight, but it's not going to kill us, in terms of there's still the trade period to come. There's still post second half of the season as well, and 6 games over 500. So we did solid work in the first half of the season. We're basically now, at the halfway point now with 40 games. We've got one more game against the Houston Rockets, and we're official at the halfway point of this NBA season, and 6 games over 500, hopefully 7. Now the Houston Rockets have been a little up and down this year, so we're going to need great performances once again from Deuce. We're going to need Randall to step up if he plays and shoot the free throws, get the ball moving. We need DiVincenzo and Grimes to hit their threes, and of course we need Isaiah Hartenstein to have another huge game, battling Alfred Sengun, who's playing really well. But look, half a game back from fourth, right? Guys, there really ain't nothing to really sweat so much on this one, right? Poor execution late, but we know we need help. We know we're going to get a guy coming through the building, right? Talking about Malachi, Precious, these guys won't be in the rotation, I don't think, after the trade period, so, but the frustrating thing is, in the East, we do, give life to the Orlando Magic now. Look, the Bulls are like 4.5 games back, so I'm not worried about the Bulls. The Magic's still a game back. The New York Knicks half a game from the Pacers, the Heat, the Cavs. Only 3 games back of Philly as well. So we need that rocket. We need the help. And I think we can climb all the way up to 4th, 3rd. Let's hope we have a huge second half of the season. Tom Thibodeau teams do gather momentum. We went on a 5-game winning streak already in the first half of the season. Let's hope we have 2 or 3 of them in the second half of the season. That would be huge. Let's not forget we had a crazy start to the year in terms of the schedule. The schedule's lightening up. We have less back-to-backs, more home games. But yeah, this month of January is going to be critical. We need to take care of business, right? I need us to win the next 3 or at least 2 of the next 3, right? And then Brooklyn, you got Denver and Miami at home. And then you've got Charlotte and Utah for the final games of January as well. So much easier schedule than December, but helps on its way too, fam. So that's positive. Let's see the action tonight. I think there'll be more games popping. Let's see what's popping around the league, right? And if there's any more games. I'm still not sold on the Pacers because I do think, right, offensively, if you can slow them down, then you've got a great chance. So I think that's going to be key. Here we go. We got the Warriors leading the Grizz. We know their season's done. Okay, we got the Cavs and the Bulls. Let's hope the Bulls can get that dub. That'll be great. Let's hope the Heat can lose to the Nets. They're playing in Brooklyn. You just never know. The Pacers are playing the hot Utah Jazz right now, so go Jazz. That's going to be a tough game. I think the Jazz have a great chance. Philly picked up a big win against the Rockets. So that's good to note. The Rockets took another loss. They're under 500. The Mavericks picked up a win. The Pistons beat the Wizards tonight. Look out for that, man. Look at that. Wizards in Struggle Town. They're definitely blowing things up. If there's anything to blow up. The Hawks also picked up a big win over the Spurs, who are battling for that number 1 seed, number 1 pick again. But yeah, the story of tonight was a short-handed New York Knicks off a hampered Julius Randle. Just didn't have the juice late. Missed free throws, poor execution. Shot 32% from 3, which was still better than the Magic. This thing was an offensive stupor. But they had Paolo Banchero to lean upon late to step up. And we didn't have a go-to guy, unfortunately, right? When Deuce McBride is your career-high guy and a standout performer for the night, right? Offensively, it's going to be tough to win still, right? We needed more guys, but we continue to move, fam. We're not at the halfway point. We're still buzzing. 6 games above 500 as the New York Knicks have it all ahead of them remaining in the rest of the season. We'll be back post-game live Wednesday after the huge game, which is now going to be really important that Brunson gets back against the Rockets. As I said, we hope that the Heat lose to Brooklyn tonight, and we hope that the Pacers can go down to the Jazz, and that would help the Knicks a lot. It would be like this loss didn't really account for too much for the East. The tiebreaker with the Magic, though, we have to hope now that it doesn't come to that. But solid performances from Deuce McBride, OG Anunoby once again, Isaiah Hartenstein. We needed a little bit more from DiVincenzo and Randall late. Quentin Grimes missed out on some opportunities. And Precious Achiuwa, Malachi Flynn continued to be unreliable. Coming off the bench, playing major minutes as well. Josh Hart just not giving us enough offensively. But Leon Rose, fam, get to work, right? Hopefully we see this move sooner rather than later. Get this trade done before the deadline, right? Create a bidding war, right? If they do, then you might have to overpay. Might need to overpay, but get us this help because we're close, you know? We see the East. It's right there, fam. It's in our grasp. The 4th seed is in our grasp. Once again, I bring it up as the Knicks. Yeah, we're so close. Right. Just outside of the playoffs picture, but half a game back. Now, if the Heat lose tonight, if the Pacers lose tonight, we'll be tied. We'll still be tied with the same record, 7.5 games back. A first seed, and we'll be tied with the 5th spot, right behind the Cavs, who have games to play. It's not like the Cavs are really ahead of anybody. They've played out in Paris, and they're having some time off. So they're 22-15. So they've got to play 3 makeup games to catch up. They might lose 2 of those 3. They might lose all 3. So I'm not looking at like the Cavs are in the 4th spot right now. They've got games to play, right? So it'll be interesting. The Rockets, tough opponent once again. Jalen Brunson, let's get it. Get back. He'll be probable, I think, or it'll be another game time decision, but I think he'll play. And I think the New York Knicks will win at least 2 of the next 3. And let's keep it moving. Appreciate you once again. Rocking out tonight. Replay squad salute. New York Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing. Health, happiness, blessings to everyone. Take care. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.